What's the most obvious mental health crisis your command completely missed? We had this specialist named Wade in our unit. Quiet guy from Oregon. Always showed up on time, never caused problems, kept his uniform clean. For 6 months, Wade was falling apart right in front of us. Nobody noticed until it was almost too late. It started small. Wade stopped eating lunch with the squad. Said he wasn't hungry. We figured he was on some diet or saving money. Then he stopped talking during breaks. Just sat there staring at nothing. When you'd ask him a question, he'd take 10 seconds to respond. Like his brain was moving through mud. My buddy Curtis mentioned it once. Wade's acting weird lately. Our sergeant overheard and said, Wade's fine. He's just focused. Wish more soldiers were like him. That's the thing. Wade never complained. Never missed formation. Never showed up drunk or failed a drug test. By military standards, he was a model soldier. But I started noticing things. Wade wore the same socks 3 days in a row. His boots stopped being polished. He'd show up with his uniform inside out and not realize it until someone pointed it out. During PT, Wade would just stop running. Not because he was tired. He'd literally stop mid-stride and stand there on the track. Sergeant would yell at him to keep moving. Wade would start running again like nothing happened. The breaking point should have been during rifle qualification. Wade was on the firing line, loaded his weapon, then just stood there staring downrange for 5 minutes. Range safety officer had to physically take the rifle from his hands. Wade didn't resist, didn't react at all, just let it happen. Command's response? Failed weapons qualification? Extra training required? Nobody asked why a soldier who'd been expert marksman for 3 years suddenly couldn't function. I tried talking to Wade after that. Hey man, you doing okay? You seem off lately. He looked at me with these empty eyes and said, I'm fine, everything's fine, but his hands were shaking. I could see fresh cuts on his forearms that he tried to hide under his sleeves. I went to our platoon sergeant, told him I was worried about Wade, that something was seriously wrong. Has he threatened to hurt himself or others? No, but then there's nothing I can do. I can't force someone to get help if they don't ask for it. 2 weeks later, Wade didn't show up for morning formation. His roommate went to check on him, found Wade sitting on his floor surrounded by empty pill bottles. He'd swallowed everything in his medicine cabinet. Tylenol, ibuprofen, prescription antibiotics, even his allergy medication. Ambulance came, rushed him to the hospital. They pumped his stomach, kept him for 3 days. The crazy part, command tried to charge him with missing formation, wanted to give him an Article 15 for being absent without leave. His roommate, this kid named Dalton, lost it. Marched into the commander's office without permission. Sir, Wade tried to kill himself because nobody here gave a damn about his mental health, and you want to punish him for it? Commander kicked Dalton out of his office, but word spread fast. Other soldiers started coming forward. Turns out half the company had noticed Wade falling apart. Everyone thought someone else was handling it. Inspector General got involved, investigated the whole chain of command, found that Wade had actually gone to sick call 4 times in 2 months. Told 3 different doctors he was having dark thoughts, having trouble sleeping, couldn't focus. Every time they gave him sleeping pills and sent him back to duty. Marked it as stress. Never once referred him to mental health services. Wade survived, barely. The Tylenol had destroyed his liver, needed a transplant. Medical discharge, disability, the whole thing. He was 23 years old. The commander got relieved. First sergeant got a negative counseling. The doctors at sick call faced medical review boards. But here's what really got me. After Wade left, command held a mandatory suicide prevention briefing. Same slideshow they always used. Same statistics. Same phone numbers. Everyone sat there pretending to pay attention while checking their phones. At the end, the new commander asked if anyone had questions. This private named Russell raised his hand. Sir, what should we actually do if we see someone struggling? Because last time someone noticed, nothing happened. Commander didn't have an answer. Just said to follow the chain of command and trust the system. 6 months later, I got a letter from Wade. He was living with his parents in Portland, working part-time at a bookstore while waiting for his transplant. Thanks for trying to help, he wrote. I know you saw it. Wish I'd listened when you asked if I was okay. The letter included a photo. Wade with his family at some park. He was smiling. Actually smiling. First time I'd seen that in over a year. Last line of the letter said, turns out I needed to almost die before anyone took my mental health seriously. Broken system, but at least I'm still here to complain about it. That photo's still in my wallet. I look at it whenever command makes us sit through another meaningless suicide prevention brief. Wade got his liver transplant last year. His sister was the donor. He posts on social media now about mental health advocacy. Does talks at schools and veteran groups. Turns out the quiet guy from Oregon who everyone ignored became the loudest voice for changing how the military handles mental health crises. And our unit, we still use the same slideshow for suicide prevention training.